Hey everyone! Got some exciting news for you today. I'm going to make a list of 10 games that were recently announced and are in development right now. Trust me, these are definitely worth keeping an eye on. Whether you're into action, adventure, or something a little different, there's something here for everyone. And if you enjoy the content, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel to help me grow. Now, starting off with the first one on our list is Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds marks an exciting evolution for the franchise, building on the foundation laid by Monster Hunter World while introducing fresh mechanics, larger maps, and seamless exploration. The game eliminates loading screens between hunting areas and the home base, creating a fluid experience that lets players transition directly from village life to hunting grounds without interruption. The entire world feels interconnected, and the introduction of a portable tent allows players to change equipment and eat meals on the go, adding more freedom and strategy to each hunt. While the developers haven't locked in a specific release date yet, it's expected to drop sometime in 2025. The game is set to launch across multiple platforms, including PlayStation, Xbox, and Windows. Up next, we have Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games, known for its successful history in crafting action-adventure titles. Set in the beloved Indiana Jones universe, the game kicks off with our famous archaeologist in a familiar setting, an underground temple filled with peril and treasure. The adventure follows Indy as he explores ancient tombs, dodges traps, and battles both enemies and the environment, all while searching for lost artifacts. The game masterfully shifts between first and third-person perspectives, with third-person segments reserved for platforming, while first-person is used for most of the exploration, combat, and stealth. The game also introduces companions who will occasionally join Indy on his quest. Though their roles are still somewhat mysterious, these allies will assist Indy in both puzzle-solving and advancing the plot. One notable scene from the demo showcases a companion saving Indy from a trap, hinting that they may offer support similar to Elizabeth in BioShock Infinite. Moving up next, we have The First Berserker, Kazan. The First Berserker, Kazan is a hardcore action RPG set in the Dungeon & Fighter universe, which has been around for nearly 2 decades and has a massive fan base of over 850 million players. If you're a fan of action-packed games with deep lore, this one's going to grab your attention. So Kazan was once the top general of the Pell Lost Empire, even saving everyone from a freaking berserk dragon, but things went south. Jealousy, lies, and betrayal got him branded a traitor. He was tortured, exiled to the snowy mountains, and even had the tendons in his arms cut. Now he's on a revenge mission, and you're along for the ride as he tracks down those responsible. If you're into hardcore combat, dark fantasy vibes, and a story full of twists, this game is going to scratch that itch. You'll be hacking and slashing through a conspiracy against Kazan, piecing together what really went down. Coming up next, we have Mafia: The Old Country. The 4th Mafia game is officially happening. Announced as the big closer at Gamescom's opening night live, we now know that Mafia: The Old Country is coming in 2025 to PS5, Xbox, and Windows. And it's taking us back in time, way back to the 1900s Sicily. We didn't get a ton of details just yet, but here's what we know: the game is set in the brutal underworld of Sicily during the early days of organized crime. The trailer's description teases a gritty mob story where you'll have to fight to survive in a tough and unforgiving era. And you can expect the usual Mafia vibe: authentic realism, rich storytelling, and that signature action-packed gameplay the series is known for. This reveal took everyone by surprise and was a pretty epic way to close out Gamescom. Next on the list, we have Arc Raiders. Back in 2022, Arc Raiders caught our attention with its co-op shooter gameplay, where stylish, post-apocalyptic guerrillas fought robots falling from the sky. Fast forward 2 years, and Embark Studios is back with some major updates. They've transformed Arc Raiders into a PvPvE extraction shooter that's shaping up to be way more intense. You're still playing as a team of scavengers hitting the surface world to find supplies for your underground colonies, but now you'll also be competing with other scavengers who want the same loot and will do whatever it takes to get it. The game is going to launch in 2025 with a $40 price tag. Has evolved a lot since we first saw it. According to executive producer Alexander Grandal, The shift to a PvPvE survival shooter was all about finding the best version of the game, and it looks like it's paying off. Moving forward, we have Borderlands 4. Gearbox Software brought some big Borderlands energy to PAX West 2024 with fresh concept art and details about the highly anticipated Borderlands 4. While they didn't spill everything, we got a glimpse of new foreign locations that we'll be looting and shooting through. If the concept art is anything to go by, we're in for a wild ride across a variety of areas. One image shows a smoky, candlelit room with eerie blue lighting, while another shows a neon-lit town surrounded by snowy mountains. Looks like Gearbox is pulling out all the stops to make sure we have plenty of cool places to explore. They also confirmed that the story picks up literally seconds after the end of Borderlands 3, so you can expect to continue the chaotic adventures with some brand new twists. And while they didn't share too much about the tech, May hinted that Borderlands 4 is going all out with more technology and color than we've ever seen in the series before. Currently, there's no specific release date yet, but it's expected to drop sometime in 2025 for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS. Next up, we have Dune Awakening. During Gamescom 2024's opening night live, we finally got a good look at the upcoming survival action MMO Dune Awakening. And it didn't disappoint. This game is already getting a ton of hype, not only because it's set in the Dune universe, but also because it left a solid first impression when we got a glimpse of it back in March. The new gameplay walkthrough showed off a lot, starting with the character creator and then diving into the early stages of the game. We saw assaults on deserter bases, cliff climbing, and got a feel for how melee combat and shooting mechanics work. The gameplay definitely leans into that survival vibe, and you'll even be building your own bases complete with blood purifiers to extract water from enemy blood. You can also save blueprints of your structures and sell them to other players, which is a pretty sweet feature. There's a guild system, so you can roll with hundreds of other players, but there's also story content. For example, you'll be able to head to Harko Village and pledge yourself to the Harkonnen. And if you're itching for some PvP action, going beyond the shield wall is where things really heat up. You'll be hunting for spice, but that means going head-to-head with other players in intense, emergent PvP battles. And let's not forget the sandworms, you'll be dealing with those too, while trying to manage your water and survive the harsh Arrakis environment. The game is set for an early 2025 release on PC, with PlayStation and Xbox versions coming a bit later. Up next, we have Kong Survivor Instinct. Developer 7 Levels, in collaboration with Legendary Entertainment, has revealed Kong Survivor Instinct, a narrative-driven action-adventure game set in the Monsterverse. The game is set to launch on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS later this fall. You'll step into the shoes of a father on a desperate mission to find his missing daughter, all while navigating the chaos created by titans like Kong and Abaddon, as well as a dangerous mercenary group called the Hyenas. The game's story picks up shortly after the events of the 2021 film Godzilla vs. Kong, so the world is still recovering from that colossal showdown. The titans are always around, either directly affecting your gameplay or looming in the background, creating an atmosphere of constant tension. When it comes to gameplay, you'll be running, jumping, and fighting your way through various environments, all while trying to avoid or occasionally confront the titans in your path. The game's unique take on the Monsterverse through the eyes of a regular person is meant to make it relatable and immersive. Moving up next, we have Civilization 7. There's always something exciting about sitting down to check out a new Civilization game. And after the long wait since Civilization 6, Civilization 7 is finally here, and it's taking some big swings. From what I've seen so far, this game is aiming to push the boundaries and mix things up in ways we haven't seen before. One of the biggest changes is that you're not playing as the same civilization from start to finish. Instead, the game is broken into 3 distinct ages: Antiquity, Exploration, and Modern. These aren't just new names for eras like in past games. They're way more distinct, with major shifts in how the game plays. And just like humankind, you'll switch civs as you move into each new age. But don't worry, you still keep your original leader, who stays with you throughout the campaign, bringing permanent bonuses along the way. There's still so much more to discover in Civilization 7, from culture and leader-specific perk trees to commanders that can move entire armies around the map more easily, Firaxis is going all in on making this the most ambitious Civ yet. It's definitely shaping up to be something special, so keep an eye out for more details as we get closer to release. And finally, we have Reanimal. From the creators of Little Nightmares comes Reanimal, a new co-op horror adventure that promises to take players on a darker and more terrifying journey than ever before. Developed by Tarsier Studios and published by THQ Nordic, the game centers around a brother and sister who must brave the horrors of a nightmarish island to rescue their missing friends and escape the place they once called home. The world of Reanimal is fragmented, with the main path only being part of the larger story. Players will encounter various mysterious locations, each with its own haunting tale to tell, further deepening the sense of dread and discovery. Reanimal continues Tarsier Studios' tradition of blending eerie, atmospheric storytelling with a unique visual style and deeply unsettling gameplay. With its emphasis on cooperation, exploration, and survival, it promises to be a thrilling new entry in the horror genre, full of tension, dread, and moments of hope amidst the darkness. So, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified when I upload new content. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And check out these other videos you might like. See you in the next one.